Christmas time. The drivers, firemen, guards and the fat controller had been at home eating Christmas dinner and opening presents. But now the holiday was over and Thomas and his friends knew they would soon be very busy. All over the island of Sodor, aunts and uncles, cousins and nieces, nephews and grandparents were preparing to say goodbye to their families and return to their own homes. The bigger engines, such as Henry and Gordon, would pull extra carriages that day, but they didn't mind. It was good to have steam in their boilers again and to move into the crisp, cold air.
Oh yes, it's great to be an engine and go steaming along. Hop, hop, hopping along. Beep, beep, beeping along. All the people waving as you speed along. Hop, hop, hopping along all day. We're all so proud to be famous engines and travel through the countryside. We're always brave when the hills to climb. No mountain is too high. Oh yes, it's great to be an engine as you're steaming along. Hop, hop, hopping along. Beep, beep, beeping along. Fly along the rails as your wheels go round. Whiz, whiz, whizzing around all day. It doesn't matter come rain or shine. There are always things for us to do. And in the cold, cold winter time, we're ready. When you light the fire and stoke the boiler, and we'll be there for you. Oh yes, it's great to be an engine as you're steaming along. Hop, hop, hopping along. Beep, beep, beeping along. Feel the wind around you as you push along. Hop, hop, hopping along all day.
Just think how wonderful it would be to live on the magical island of Sodor, helping Thomas the Tank Engine and his friends all day long. It would be like a dream come true. If only I could be an engine too.
Oh yes, it's great to be an engine as you're steaming along. Hop, hop, hopping along. Beep, beep, beeping along. Fly along the rails as your wheels go round. Whiz, whiz, whizzing around all day. Oh yes, it's great to be an engine and go steaming along. Hop, hop, hopping along. Beep, beep, beeping along. All the people waving as you speed along. Hop, hop, hopping along. Beep, beep, beeping and pop, pop, popping and steam around all day.
Thomas watched the other engines puff importantly away. Soon it would be his turn. Then he realized that his driver had not arrived, nor was his fireman anywhere to be seen, and there was no coal in his firebox. His two carriages, Annie and Clarabelle, shivered and grumbled in the shed. What was the matter? Bertie the bus came into the yard. "Hello, Thomas," he said. "Are you too tired to go out today?" By this time, Thomas was feeling cross. "Of course I'm not too tired," he replied. "I'm waiting for my instructions. In fact, I've been waiting for hours. It's not good enough. When I see the fat controller, I shall say so." "Thomas," said Bertie, but Thomas wouldn't stop to listen. "I didn't mean to crash into the station master's house last year when he was eating breakfast, and I've already promised that I won't fall down a mine again, so why doesn't he believe me?" "Thomas," said Bertie, "there's something I think you should know." "Just wait till I see him," finished Thomas. And then Thomas did. The fat controller, wearing a brand new hat, stepped off the bus. "I did try to warn you," whispered Bertie.
His name is a double hat. Some people say he's snout, rather rotund, really quite round, but he doesn't see it like that.
He considers he's a gentleman of merit, with a railway exquisitely fine.
But his main aim is to see that his trains run right on time. Sir Tom has, he's the head of the railway, there is no doubt about that. Controller of the line, it's plain as plain can be, for everyone to arrived unexpected and quite uninvited.
Straight through the dining room wall.
My goodness, said the controller. Why didn't you knock on the door?
This won't do at all, just look at my wall and my breakfast on the floor. Sir Tom has, he's the head of the railway, there is no doubt about that. Controller of the line, it's plain as plain can be, for everyone to see that is the fact. Controller's railway. He's so proud of his edges, each and every one. And though he's strict and meticulous, favourites he has none. If ever there is trouble, you know who will be there.
If there's ever a crash, a smash, or a muddle, he's there at the double, no trouble.
'Cause it's the fast controller's railway. When Henry stayed in the tunnel, everyone tried to push, but Sir Topham Hatt would have none of that.
My doctor has forbidden me to push.
And one day the wind blew his hat off.
A goat in the field saw his chance.
He just picked up the hat, said thank you for that, and ate it up for lunch. Sir Topham Hatt, he's the head of the railway, there is no doubt about that. Controller of the line, it's plain as plain can be, for everyone to see that is the fact. Controller's railway. Sir Topham Hatt, he's the head of the railway, there is no doubt about that. Controller of the line, it's plain as plain can be, for everyone to see that is the fact. Controller's railway. Controller's railway. Sir Topham Hatt.
Thomas was sorry he had been so cross. Would he be in trouble again? But the Fat Controller did not appear to have heard him complaining. "Good morning, Thomas," he said, smiling. "Did you have a good rest over the Christmas holidays?" "Yes, thank you," said Thomas. "I'm glad," said the Fat Controller, "because I have important work for you." Thomas was pleased. "With all the bad weather we have been having," said the Fat Controller, "a lot of Christmas mail has been delayed and will be arriving from the mainland this evening. Percy will be waiting at the depot, but he won't be able to pull the mail train on his own. I think he could do with some help. This afternoon I would like you to go to the mail depot. The postman will be waiting for you and will load sacks of letters and parcels into Annie and Clarabel." Thomas was very proud. He had never been given so much responsibility. His driver and fireman reported for duty, and by early evening they arrived at the depot. The postmen were waiting for them, just as the Fat Controller had said they would be. Percy was very excited to see his friend and challenged him to a race. "Oh, I don't know," said Thomas. "The mail is too important to take risks." "Don't worry," said Percy. "I know the route as well as I know my own buffers." When all the mail was loaded and his driver had been given instructions as to where to deliver the mail, Thomas started to leave. "Can't catch me!" shouted Percy, and he rushed out of the depot. Unfortunately, the cold weather had iced up the points. Percy slid over them and came off the rails. "Oh no!" cried Percy. "What are we going to do now?" said Thomas. One of the